It was 2009, the time of flip phones, skinny jeans, and deep V-neck t-shirts, when Pat Monahan, the lead vocalist of the band Train, went into the studio to work on a single for their new album. He joined forces with renowned Norwegian songwriters Amund Bjorklund and Espen Lind, who have written with artists like Taylor Swift and Beyonce. Together in the studio, they found themselves working on a song idea that was very guitar-driven, and well, it just wasn't working until Espen picked up and played a ukulele. Hey Soul Sister was released in 2009 and went on to become a multi-platinum certified hit, selling over 10 million copies. As a lifelong ukulele player, there's something that's driven me absolutely crazy about this song. No, it's not because it's repetitive with the same 4 chords. It's also not because of Pat's super high-pitched vocals that make it really hard to sing for us normal people. And it's also not because of the weird lyrics. Personally, I love the line that says, "My heart's about to beat out of my untrimmed chest."
I'm so obsessed, my heart's about to beat out of my untrimmed chest. Were you not manscaping?
I was manscaping, but I came from a different way when I used to not. So I'm...
The repetitive chords, high soaring vocals, and quirky lyrics, none of these things bother me. In fact, this song makes me want to pick up and play my ukulele, except for one big problem. This 4-chord ukulele hit is nearly impossible to play. But how can a 4-chord pop song be so hard? Is this song just for the pros, or is there a trick to playing it? What I found out about playing this song on ukulele surprised me. To be clear, the reason this song is so hard to play is because of the key it's written in. The key of E major, which means this song is played using arguably one of the hardest ukulele chords ever, the E chord. You literally have to bend a finger backwards to play it in the so-called proper position that you often see in the chord books, where you bar or press down all 4 strings at the 2nd fret with the index finger, and then while doing that, if that's not difficult enough, you take the ring finger and bar or press down the top 3 strings at the same time at the 4th fret while bending the ring finger backwards to keep it clear from touching the bottom string on the 2nd fret. If you play ukulele, you know just how hard this chord is. Now, the savvy players watching will know there are ways to cheat the E chord, which I cover in a different video, but I really want to play this song like Train recorded and performed it to get that open, crisp ukulele sound. Playing the E chord is one thing, but then you also have to switch between the other not so easy bar chords, like the B major chord down at the 2nd fret, or the C sharp minor chord up at the 4th fret. And then the A major chord down at the 1st fret. Hey Soul Sister is a 4-chord song, but these are some challenging chords played up and down the fretboard. Now, at first I thought Jimmy Stafford, the guitar player of the band Train, just must be a ukulele god.
But it didn't really sound special until somebody, and it wasn't me, I can't even remember who suggested it, was like, man, you know, try a ukulele. I'd never played a ukulele before. And I was like, well, let me get online and Google it and see, like, maybe I'm playing it wrong or something.
But here we have a guitar player who's never played the ukulele. So how did Jimmy find a way to play this song so effortlessly? First, you have to give Jimmy credit. This is the guy who can be heard on Train's biggest hit tracks from the late 90s to early 2000s, like Meet Virginia, well, she wants to be the queen, and Drops of Jupiter. If there's anyone who could pick up ukulele fast, it would be Jimmy. But still, this is a really unforgiving chord, even for an experienced player. Nonetheless, I started the journey of learning this song the hard way. I would practice the E chord every day until my fingers were sore. I would press as hard as I could, and I would pluck each individual string to make sure every note rang out. Then slowly, I'd add a little bit more rhythm. And finally, I added the chord changes. And sure enough, your fingers can bend and find a way over time, but this still felt hard and impractical. I just never really thought much of it until recently when I was looking at an old video of Train performing Hey Soul Sister live, and I was like, wait a minute, this guy isn't playing an E chord. Right there. You can see his fingers are not in the position of that E chord I just showed you, but he's still playing an E chord. At least it sounds like one, but the position is not the same. And in fact, none of the positions are. So what's going on here? Jimmy's playing a shape where you press your index finger on the 2nd fret of the top string, and then you bar or press down on the bottom 3 strings with the ring finger. Okay, interesting. But if you play that shape on the ukulele, it doesn't quite sound right. But then it dawned on me. Jimmy's playing in an alternate tuning. What Jimmy did was a clever trick you can use to make songs in the key of E easier to play on the ukulele. Flip the tuning of the top string with the bottom string. This means we tune the top G string up a whole step from a G note to an A note. And we tune the bottom A string down a whole step from an A note to a G note. So to play the E chord in this alternate tuning, press down on the 2nd fret of the top string with the index finger, and then bar or press down the bottom 3 strings at the 4th fret with the ring finger, just like so. Now this chord still requires a bit of strength. You still need to play a bar chord, but this bar chord is a lot easier because you don't have to bend the ring finger backwards to clear the bottom string, which makes a huge difference. Jimmy uses this position a lot in his live performances. Your sweet moonbeam. However, something I noticed listening to the live performances is that this E chord position still sounded a little different to me than the opening strum in the recorded version of the song. What I realized was the recorded version uses another option for the E chord in this alternate tuning where you place the index finger on the 2nd fret of the top string, ring finger on the 4th fret of the C string, and little finger on the 4th fret of the bottom string, letting the E string ring open. This chord is technically called an E5 chord because you remove the 3rd interval in the major triad from the 4th fret of the E string. And this gives the chord an even more lively and open sound. Since you have the open E string ringing out, this gives the chord more sustain and even more punch, which I think sounds just like the recorded version. And of course, the other 3 chords are played differently too. For instance, the B chord is played where you bar or press down all 4 strings at the 2nd fret with the index finger, place the middle finger on the 3rd fret of the C string, and little finger on the 4th fret of the bottom string. Then switch to a C sharp minor chord where you slide up your index finger bar to the 4th fret to press down on all 4 strings, and then keep that little finger on the bottom string, sliding it to the 6th fret. And lastly, you go to an A chord where you slide down the position to place the middle finger on the 1st fret of the C string and little finger on the 2nd fret of the bottom string, letting those other 2 strings ring open. By the way, I put together a free cheat sheet with the chords and strumming pattern in the description below, so you can practice this in your own time. Just click the link below, enter your email, and I'll send you the PDF cheat sheet right to your inbox. I put together all the chord positions we covered so far and the strumming pattern for this song. Speaking of which, that brings me to the strumming for this song. This strumming pattern is played to a count of 4, but we'll be counting in eighth notes at a fairly fast tempo where we count 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and so on, which is a down, down, up, down, up, down, up strumming pattern. On the first count, we'll perform a touch strum with the nail side of the index finger, strumming down. Then on the second, third, and fourth beat, we'll strum down, up strums for each count. Played and counted slowly, it's gonna sound like this. Touch, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and touch, down, up, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... As you get more comfortable with that, gradually start to speed it up and even accent beats 2 and 4 by strumming them a little harder to give it a nice rhythmic pulse. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. When you put all those chords together, you get the intro to Hey Soul Sister that sounds something like this. Now, is playing this way cheating? Is the great Jimmy Stafford not a real ukulele player because he plays in an alternate tuning? I don't think this is cheating. I think this is using your brain. Jimmy's a very talented multi-instrumentalist credited with playing guitar, vocals, ukulele, and even mandolin, but he's also a smart player. The alternate tuning eliminates the requirement to play the really difficult traditional E chord position perfectly every single time while performing, and makes the song a whole lot more fun to play. I have no doubt Jimmy could play it the hard way, but I think there's a lesson here for us ukulele players. If there's a way to play a song that's easier, that allows you to have more fun and enjoy the performance, you should do it. And after all, that's what playing ukulele is all about.
You know, the music that I'm creating, I want it to be, I want it to give people joy. And I feel like that's happening more and more and more, and that's really what I want.
To me, Hey Soul Sister is a joyful song that captures the inspiration you find in different experiences. Sometimes you have to break the mold, write about something different, add a fun instrument like the ukulele to elevate the song, and even change the tuning while you're at it. All of these things give it that early 2010s V-neck wearing nostalgia we all long for and miss. Well, maybe we don't miss the V-necks. Speaking of which, if you want more ukulele song nostalgia, you might like another video I made on why Israel Kamakawiwo'ole's Ole's ukulele hit is magic. And for those of you who want to improve their ukulele skills, visit ukuleletricks.com for more lessons that help you become a better ukulele player. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.